How much are people in this country paying for health care today?
Just how much?
Is health insurance available to most working people?
I don't know.
Does insurance coverage meet people's needs?
No clue.
How much do people spend on prescribed medicines in a year?
Stop asking me questions.
For 200 years, the U.S. Public Health Service has been monitoring the nation's health. To continue this work and plan for the future, the Public Health Service needs your help to answer these and other important health questions. Your household made a valuable contribution to our nation's healthcare system by participating in the National Health Interview Survey. This year, the Public Health Service needs your help again. Your family has been selected for the Medical Expenditure Panel Survey. This study will collect information about healthcare use and expenses of people in the United States. This video will tell you more about the study and explain the materials that came along with this tape. Thank you for taking a few minutes to watch.
I didn't get any materials with
While
this tape.
last year's survey gathered basic health information, this year's survey will get more detailed facts about the health care people receive and how much that care costs. The Public Health Service began collecting these data about 20 years ago because of rising health costs and its effect on Americans. Since 1977, this survey has become a major source of information about health. This year, we need you to join with families across the country to update the facts about the nation's healthcare system. Everyone is concerned about the rising costs of health care.
1996, I'm way behind.
Persons receiving health care, the average annual costs tripled between 1977 and 1987.
Participation is very important too.
What has happened over the past 10 years? The high cost of health insurance is another serious issue. Results from the survey done in 1987 show that the average insurance premium for a family was about $2,600 per year. What does health insurance cost today?
Tell me.
The number of Americans that did not have continuous health insurance over the entire year rose from 35 million in 1977 to 48 million in 1987.
Ridiculous.
Where do we stand today?
Where do we stand?
No other national study has addressed these significant issues in depth. This survey will. Leading public and private health organizations need the information from this survey to do their work.
Our organization, the American Association of Retired Persons, has used data on older Americans from the study to answer many important questions over the years. We all know that healthcare costs rise with age and that healthcare spending can consume a significant portion of the budget of older Americans.
We don't all know that. That's why
families.
I put this tape in. This is really condescending.
We need good information in order to be able to track which services are used, who's paying for those services, and whether the amount that older Americans are spending out of pocket is going up or going down.
This survey provides a very broad picture of the healthcare situation of families and individuals across the nation. It answers important questions such as who gets care and who doesn't, what types of care do people get, and what barriers do people face
like the
when
right
they need
amount
to
of
get care.
hand gesturing.
The answers to questions like these are very useful to the healthcare
I like
planning
being another
community.
shoulder person again.
They help us to identify gaps in healthcare services and ways of addressing those gaps.
As a doctor who takes care of children, I know how important it is to listen to what my patients and their families have to say. I can't figure out what's wrong with them without listening and understanding their concerns. The same is true for our healthcare system. This survey is a way for families to tell us about their experiences with the healthcare system, how they receive medical services, and how they pay for them. This is just the kind of information that we need to plan for the future.
Households have been scientifically selected to represent thousands of other households across the nation. We cannot replace you if you do not participate. The data that you provide are very important to us. This spring, an interviewer from your community will contact you to find a convenient time to visit your home and conduct the interview. The interviewer will use a portable computer to record your answers accurately.
Okay, and what services did your husband have during his visit to Dr. Martin?
He had some lab tests and an x-ray.
And an x-ray?
Mm-hmm.
The interviewer will ask a variety of questions related to the health care people in your family have received since the beginning of this year and how much that care has cost.
Approximately how much time did your son actually spend with the dentist on January 3rd?
Whoa.
Probably
that
about
sounds like you needed
15
an
minutes.
alibi.
And how much was the total charge for his visit that day?
I've been doing health interviews for over 15 years, and I find people really do enjoy being interviewed. We always make sure that we set an appointment when it's convenient for you and keep everything that you tell us strictly confidential.
During the 20 years that the Public Health Service has been doing this survey, we have found that referring to notes or records during the interview can be very helpful. In the package you've received, we've
Again, I don't have any package
that you can use to help keep
I don't mean
track
it that
of your
way.
family's
I mean,
health
I don't
events.
have that package.
The file folder is for keeping doctor bills, health insurance statements, prescription bags, or other papers relating to health care. The interviewer will ask about health events starting from the first of the year. The health events record, which looks like a calendar, has space to write notes about your family's
What's that
health care.
Shrek font for January
At the front,
though?
it has several pages of stickers that you can use
Oh,
to show
man, I
the
want a
type of
sticker
care
book.
someone received on a particular day, such as
What a rip, I
visit
just
to the
got the
doctor
tape.
or a home visit from a physical therapist.
Man.
The front pages of the calendar have more information about the kinds of things it would be helpful to write down. If you like, feel free to use this calendar to record other dates of interest to you and your family. Many people have their own way of keeping track of their family's health care. Some use their own calendar or date book. Others even use home computers. However
Some
you keep
people
your
are just
records,
like the movie
it will be
Memento and they
helpful
just
if you
write it on
have
their
them
arms.
ready for reference during the interview. The Public Health Service is counting on your assistance with this very important national survey. By participating, you can help ensure that the survey will represent all types of healthcare events and their costs. By joining with other households, you can help the Public Health Service obtain a complete and comprehensive picture of the healthcare issues families in the United States face today. Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare system takes place on many levels. It can begin with you. Please participate.
Thank you. Wow. The first tape of VHS college, and we're getting into some health. I'm gonna rewind that. I was messing around with the sampler and recording samples while we were doing that, so
Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare system to represent place on many other households across the nation. It can begin with you. We cannot replace you if you do not participate. Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare system we cannot place on many.
yeah, fever dream time.
It can begin with you. To represent thousands of other households across the nation. Remember the shaping the nation's healthcare system places on many that represent thousands of other households across the nation. And you cannot replace it if you do not participate. Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare system takes place.
Yo! We just watched a healthcare tape, or rather I did alone, and we're getting weird with it.
Typically selected to represent thousands of other households. Remember that shaping the nation's
Yeah, we're learning so much.
cannot replace.
Love to learn.
Do not participate.
Learning.
Typically selected to represent thousands of other hubs. Remember that shaping the nation's healthcare system takes place
what a
on many
tape.
levels.
Let's crack into a new tape.
Regionally connected.
Oh, that jam though. What? Health. Yeah, doesn't loop well. This tape is also fucked because they put the top on the bottom, so it's upside down. I don't know if it had to do with the package. I don't know. It's weird. Let's crack into a fresh tape. A sealed one. We've got a couple sealed ones for today. We've got Busilla New Stitches, 100% embroidery, quick and easy step-by-step instructions, intermediate. And, yeah, looks like it's got some real nice ladies in sweaters on it. So we're going to have a good time. Step by step. For your health, you know what I mean? Like... Yeah, I just feel like I'm on like a talk show when I play that. Yeah. Yeah, sweaty. Got a sweaty head. Ooh, it's coming off real nice. Yeah. Ooh, we got a thing in here. Oh, it's the nature of magnetic media, and the machines that play it occasionally necessitate certain adjustments to achieve the level of quality playback intended by the program producer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Just like me, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's pop this thing in. Oh, yeah, and welcome to VHS College. We've got a logo. Look at that. Yeah. Rewind your mind. I don't know how you do that. Just do it. Because here at the Video Home System Theoretical College of Technically Arranged Principal Education stuff, we learn. In tapes we trust. At THVSTCO tapes we learn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's watch this. Let's learn so much. You know? What does that initialism mean? Or is that an acronym? Dr. Uggs? Is that your doctor? Do they have fuzzy boots? Doctor, give me the boots. I've got a bad case of dysentery. Oh, jeez, this one's fuzzy. Also, there's a Pokemon.
Busilla is proud and excited to bring you new ribbons and new stitches for making beautifully embellished projects for your home, garments, and gifts. So get your needles ready. The craft of
You don't got no ball.
has endless possibilities for you to explore and discover.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean, but you don't got no ball. With this like fuzz, I just want to add effects on top of this.
I design and teach silk ribbon embroidery for Busilla. And I've been hooked on ribbon since I was
punk rock embroidery.
My first birthday gift, and told me that I played with the ribbon longer than I played with the present. This is my friend Vicky Bogart, who's a silk ribbon teacher.
This is a lot on the ears. Thank you for joining us and being overstimulated.
Thanks, Judy. We know you already love the art of embroidery. We had an opportunity to view the first videotape by Busilla.
Yeah, you got them balls now.
To show you the new ribbons today and to teach you a few new stitches. The new ribbons are amazing. In addition to the 4 and 7 millimeter ribbons that you've come to love, there are new wide silks. Lush,
so many ribbons.
A lot of colors.
Oh my goodness, look at them ribbons.
Beautiful organzas.
Man, the audio on this one is really in and out for being like a sealed tape.
All kinds of possibilities for
I need to use my tape cleaner.
And
I got
The variegated
one
ribbons
made from the
offers subtle
broken
color
VCR.
changes. They're wonderful.
Oh, I cut that Pokemon. You went through all the
don't need
work to get that
change
ball. You
ribbons.
deserve it,
The
Mo.
ribbons change colors for you, don't they?
They're
Man,
wonderful.
ooh, this
They
is
are.
this is noisy.
I'll tell you what. Get your chenille
I
needle,
tell you
some
what.
scissors,
I gotta
some
record
sewing
that.
thread, and a needle.
I tell you what.
For you, don't they?
They're wonderful.
They are. So I'll tell you what. Get your chenille needles, your scissors, some sewing thread. I'll tell you what. Get yourself ready. We'll do some swags and swirls. So I'll tell you what. Let's start with swags and swirls. I'll tell you what.
I just
I'm
love
really
that.
fond of the way silk ribbon looks when you can take it up off of the surface and show how
Man, the
lush it
fuzz
is.
just is like.
I know, it really is. In
Then
fact,
gone, and then
this
back.
is a very simple stitch where you hold at intervals.
I hope nobody thinks that there's
the
a bunch
silk
of
ribbon
bees near you. But I
up
also
off
hope
the
there's no
surface with
bees
something
near
small
any of
like a
you.
bead,
Because then they would be able to
or
sneak in there
in
and
the case
sting you.
of the French knot
You
that
want
I'm
to hear
going to
them
show.
coming.
I do press my ribbon just slightly as I start to get the crimps from the cards out of it.
Ah, that's how you do it. You gotta
I'm
press
going to
it
be working
just
with
slightly
two
as you
needles
start.
threaded at the same time. One needle holds the ribbon that follows the line that I've drawn with a disappearing ink pen. The line's going to go away in a couple of days or even a couple of hours.
This is some spy shit.
And I'm going to come up with my second threaded needle under the fabric.
We're all gonna come up.
And make
Every
a
day we're
French knot.
grinding. Know what I'm saying?
The French knots look just like little rose
Yeah, no, this is an intermediate
with
tape
the wide
for a
ribbon,
reason.
and
I would
especially
not
with
be
the
able to do
variegated ribbon
this.
that changes color. You get the look of little buds.
But like
loose,
disappearing ink? What the fuck
lush,
kind of level are we on here? That's crazy.
Make them look like little flowers.
What year is this?
And there's another way to make the swirls.
1997.
You wouldn't want to do it on
Just
a
like the
garment,
health
but
tape we
you
were
might
watching.
want to do it on something like a music
world
box.
we're living in
Wonderful.
with 1997 tapes.
Exactly. Anything that isn't going to get snagged, you twirl the needle, and in the direction that you're headed, end with what appears to be a point by using your Japanese ribbon stitch ending. Pierce back into the fabric.
Wonderful.
Now, I'm excited about the way it looks when you ruche it and gather it. So,
well, I can't wait to show you, Judy, because I think this gathering is.
We just got to pause. This is incredible. They have so much talent, and it's just insane. It's so cool.
With what appears to be a point by using your Japanese ribbon.
You need me to show you your ruching? I don't got no
ruching.
Nonsense for you. I only have nonsense.
With what appears.
You know? Okay, back to the tape.
You just run a running stitch right down the center of your ribbon.
Oh, come on. That is so satisfying to watch.
It's lush. It's wonderful. And you have all of these colors
yeah, it is. It's wonderful.
Ribbon.
It's wonderful. It's so good.
Put it on a pendant, as I have done here.
That's very narrow ribbon.
That's very narrow.
The tape was starting to do it too.
In addition to gathering, you can do ruching. And ruching is done with a zigzag running stitch back and forth on your ribbon.
Oh,
I'm using a contrasting color thread here so that you'll be able to see it easier.
It keeps jump scaring me.
I like to use a Milner's number 10. It's a little longer needle and it's easier for me to do the stitch. And I'll just take a running stitch.
I thought that would help, but it just
zigzag like a rickrack.
Fuzziness sound different.
Rickrack, correct. And you'll do that all the way down your ribbon. And as you give it a little tug, it will gather up into all of these nice scalped edges. And it looks wonderful on dresses or on a Christmas ornament, where I've used the solid, narrower ribbon. And you can also use it on organza. And I think this organza is gorgeous.
It
with
is
the sparkle,
iridescent,
and the shine. And it's so easy to do. If you take your ruching and you make it into a circle, you can make little flowers or rosettes, as I've done with these earrings.
Those are perfect on a dress.
Sunflower earrings.
I'm going to steal those earrings.
I'm
going to steal those earrings too.
And there's a wonderful little sunflower dress that these are on. They're just gorgeous. And you can see with the wider organza how beautiful it will look. Again, I used the contrasting thread, but you'll want to use matching thread.
Right.
And you can just
Everyone knows
embellish
that. Everyone.
clothing or pillows or a little pin cushion, as I've done here.
Endless possibilities.
It has a very
Endless.
vintage look to it.
Endless possibilities. Swaps and
Endless.
swirls are my favorite.
I know, you use them a lot and you do them well.
Thank you.
This music box
Incredible.
is exquisite, Judy. I love the flower that you did on the top. Would you please show me the organza petal?
Show it to me.
I like working with organza for petals because you get the dimension. It lifts right up off of the fabric. And with the wider ribbons, you can really make quite a statement with your petals, with your flowers. They're made individually, one at a time, and sewn down to the fabric to your base, your garment, or in this case, to a piece of moire, piece of the music box. And you run a gathering stitch across.
This makes it sound totally normal, right?
So I start with my ribbon, fold it towards
Ribbon.
It's all similar to making
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm going to run the gathering stitch straight across, cut off the little tail, and then tie it.
This is your fever dream.
Wonderful.
It gathers up, and you can go back.
Every fever dream you've ever had.
I can immediately go to my round fabric and sew it in place. And the blunt end petal is a piece of ribbon folded as if you were going to tie a bow.
Just sounds totally normal.
Across, bubbles right up.
Bubbles right up. You know
The
what I mean?
gathering stitch is done across the bottom. You can make larger or smaller petals depending on the kind of flower that you're making. Gather across the bottom. And again, you can sew them, 4 of them, 6 of them, 8 of them. Depends on how large your
70
flower
of
will
them,
be.
87 of
Whether
them.
if you've drawn a circle, how
92
large your
of them.
flower is going to be, whether they're all
3
tight.
million of
And
them.
there's a raw edge. so
Every
that raw
flower
edge needs to
petal
get
on the
covered.
earth
And in the
numbered.
case of the music box, I've covered it with a small piece of filigree.
Wonderful.
Now-
Wonderful. I have a new
What are you
leaf to
working
show
on?
you. This is a very, very simple leaf, but it does make a statement. And all
Yes,
you need
it
to do
does.
is take your ribbon and fold it in the front, take a little running stitch at the bottom.
It's an overlap.
It's an overlap. I always think of it as a shawl collar.
I think of it as
And
a
then you
Judy
attach that
flower.
right to your piece that you're working on, and your raw edges will be underneath. So when you put your rows over the top, it will hide your raw edges.
What are we going to do next, Vicki?
Well, let's get creative, Judy. Let's try combining some stitches.
Okay, we'll make a butterfly. Loop ribbon stitch to form the wing. One wing or an open butterfly with both wings. And we'll do a bouillon knot for the body. Pistol stitch. Pistol stitch done with 2 strands of embroidery floss. On my vest, the pistol stitch, which is the gold, stitch is a long variegated yellow silk. I love it. Show me that one. Okay. It's a French knot on a stick. Or
Yes,
it's a
it
French
is.
knot at the end of a line.
Okay.
You begin as a normal French knot would begin. You move in the direction that you want your pistol stitch to head. Swoop around your needle once or twice,
Yeah,
depending
swoop
on how
that
long
needle.
you want the French knot to be. Turn your needle upright. Hold on to that ribbon, and it looks like you're slurping spaghetti. Slurp down that French knot, and it ends up on the end of the line.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry. We all need an instant replay of that one. We all need an instant replay of that one.
Turn your needle upright. Hold on to that ribbon, and it looks like you're slurping spaghetti. Slurp down that French knot, and it ends up on the end of the line.
Wonderful.
Pistol stitch.
That could be raised, or it could be a flower. It looks great.
It does. In fact, the pistol part of the name
Slurp
is because that's
up
the part
that.
of the flower called a pistol.
Okay, and we've turned it into an
Turn your
antenna
needle upright.
on this little butterfly, just as yours. And
Hell
you can see
yeah.
that the little loop stitches are anchored down with a cross
Slurp
stitch.
down that French knot.
I'll show
and
you
it ends
next
up
how
on
to
the
make
end
the
of
bullion stitch body.
Is the name of it.
organza up from the bottom. And I'm going to take a stitch over towards my antenna. Upright. Pull that through to the back. And come up at my starting point right and it ends up on the end of the It looks like a little bug, doesn't it? If you've seen the little iridescent beetles. I'm going to turn my needle around. I like to work with the eye of the needle because I'm now going to be working my organza around that straight stitch that I just made. Under and around, and I want my body to curve in this direction, so that's the way I'm sticking my needle in.
Stick that needle.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it starts to look like Yes, it does. And you want to try and keep your ribbons smooth and flat if you can.
No, I don't.
Unless
I go
you want a
freestyle.
little wrinkled look, that's fine
Stabbing
too.
myself in the finger
The
every
beauty
time
of
I
silk
do
ribbon embroidery is that you can never make a mistake.
No, I can. Proof. I've thrown away projects I had hours on. You're lying to me.
The other thing that I've noticed is that if I make 2 butterflies, one day one's bigger, one day the next day it's a little smaller. I vary my own stitching when I have a class full of students.
Every day a different
their
size
butterflies
butterfly.
all look different, just the way they do in nature.
Correct.
Just the way.
Now you want to give this
Nature doesn't give the same size butterfly. That's ridiculous.
Down through the fabric to the back. This will give it a little bit of a curve.
And that's where the crescent dinner roll
You know, some people like it with a little bit of a curve.
Pop that to the back.
Yeah. Slurp that.
And there you have it. A wonderful little body on your butterfly.
Yeah.
A little butterfly.
Only perfection.
A couple of little flowers and you've got a gift and you probably haven't spent more than 10 minutes making it.
Fun and easy.
And if you don't tell people how easy it is, they're real impressed with your gifts.
The reviews from everyone.
If you do tell them how easy it is, then they get into it themselves.
And you have a friend to do it with.
That's right, like the 2 of us. Your needle upright. We are going to be doing layering where you have organza and silk working together over and under in various combinations.
Yeah.
For example, I'm working on a series of flowers and buds. In this large completed flower, it's loose ribbon
Flowers and Buds is the name of my flower shop.
Both.
It's just me and my pals in there.
Over silk.
Chumming it up,
in the
hanging out with
leaves.
flowers.
Beautiful. Look how it raises up the silks.
I know, and there's just that iridescent quality, and it's that extra layer, that extra dimension. In the bud that I'm working on now, I've gotten ready by making my straight stitches. 2 of them are completed. I'm simply going to make another straight stitch over my silk. Maybe I'll just rock up a little bit. You can get a fingernail under it. And not completely covering it, so you have the contrast having completely covered one and both showing. Beautiful. It looks like dewy petals in the rain. It does, and I think that this is the idea of layering is perfect for garments. So that you can work on a vest, absolutely. Even a sweatshirt, just like this sweatshirt here with the berries that have been layered. You can see that half of the berry has the organza on it with the little... Oh, we got a Pokemon! Alien ribbon! Look down that French knot and jump up on the end of the organza. Right down that lemon bee. Schnurf by my wings. Touch that cup shoe. A little bit of the layering done on the lower wings. And you can do it to leaves, too. If you take a look at the leaves over there, Judy.
You can see that the organza is put down the middle of the leaf that we worked on before.
I'm very fond of this layering. What I like about it is that it makes it new. You can be stitching one thing, have it change by adding a layer. I'm working on the family album quilt. I did one with the and then it just kind of did. As soon as I layered, as soon as I added that iridescent organza, it popped out. It totally changed the piece for me.
It gives you a whole extra set of colors.
It really does.
Because you're layering over the top and you get a whole new color.
When you layer it with a different color and it's not the same color, it's a different set of colors. And there's multiple colors when you've got the different colors on top of each other because you got multiple colors.
It's a beautiful little gift that you could make
Oh, I think you're hinting. And it's
so many colors of ribbons. You know what? PBR needs to maximize the number of ribbons. Fuck just blue ribbon.
I'm going to make several of these.
PRR.
If you hit
I want
right,
some
you're gonna get
Pabst
one.
red
All right.
ribbon. I want some Pabst yellow ribbon. There's so many other ribbons they could be doing. Why aren't they doing pink ribbon beer for breast cancer? That's all I'm saying. I drink a beer for breast cancer.
Let's take time to smell the roses.
Yeah, way to catch that
They're
cup,
really
too.
timeless.
Even though that's a gross Pokemon that has an ice booger.
Folded rose, which looks exactly like a natural flower. It's so beautiful. I love making the folded roses.
I do too.
I took the same purse pattern and made it on a different background color using the white felt and the denim, and I used different.
I don't like them very much. I don't like the bear tick either. You know what? I just think that they got grossness going on. I don't like that booger attack.
Change to the organza, especially in the wide widths, you can turn it into a Christmas ornament or a brooch by working in the lush reds and working in a smaller scale. They're so glamorous. They are glamorous. We're going to go ahead and show them
glamorous.
in left-handed and right-handed version in silk and organza. I'm the lefty, and I'm going to start with a piece of silk about 12
she's a
inches long
leftist?
and a needle threaded with thread and knotted at the end. I'm using a contrasting color.
Oh, hell yeah. Some people are probably forced to be watching ads now. That sucks.
Your thread. You fold down an angle and turn it toward you to begin the bud. I'm going to then stitch across with a small gathering stitch, a little running stitch, and tighten it, and my bud is created. Now as I roll over, I'm going to hold this tail as if it's a little stem. I'm going to cut it off later when I sew it onto something. And I'm going to begin to fold down and away from it. Look down that French knot in a twirl to create each petal. And an angle with what appears to be a point by using your Japanese ribbon stitch.
Yeah.
Ending. And I repeat it down and away from me by angle and twirl. So over and over again, as many times as I need to make the rose as large as I want it to be. So I could stop now. So I'll tell you what. Or I could continue on. I'll tell you what. 6, 7, 8, 12. I'll tell you what. Away and twirl, and my rose is formed.
We're learning so much. I'm not getting distracted and making sounds on the sampler. That'd be ridiculous.
You could take a plain white T-shirt and transform it into an elegant gift, or you could take your favorite old vest, denim vest, and transform it into an heirloom. Another way to use the folded rose is to create a dimensional quilt block. I'm going to show you how to make the folded rose using the wide organza. Remember to have your needle threaded and ready to go. And take your first fold towards yourself at a long angle. So I'll tell you what, rolling. Hold on to that ribbon, and it looks like to get the center butt of your rose. Slurp down that French knot, and it ends up on the end of the ribbon.
Yeah, crust
Take a short gathering stitch to gather that center part of your rose. You then fold away from yourself. And find your organza will be a bit more silly to work with than a silk. But it's very beautiful rose. Tack it at the bottom. 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 Tack it at the You can continue making the rose as large as you like. You will take your final fold down towards the base of the rose. And then wrap with your thread to create a nice tight base. And secure it with a tiny little stitch at the bottom. You can leave your thread attached and use that for attaching your rose directly to your project. Here I have a little tote bag with some swells that have been knotted, and I have my black and blue roses on there already. I'm going to just take and stitch right through my tote bag and add the rose, and I would stitch through there a couple of times and secure. I'm glad we took time not only to smell the roses, but to stitch them.
You didn't just smell the roses, you stitched them.
With old friends, especially when they're looking good.
Yeah, hell yeah, good looking
friends. Are my old friends, and I think yours as well. The Japanese ribbon stitch, the loop stitch, the lazy daisy, the French knot, and the spiderweb rose are all dressed up in the new ribbons, and they look entirely different.
Swoop, loop, and pull.
For example, the French knot. In this impressionist garden
Le
sewing
French
box,
knot.
the
Say
French
it right.
knots are made with large, wide, variegated ribbons, narrow variegated ribbons, and even narrower solid colors tucked in, with a little bit of blue added for extra sparkle. To do the French knots in the new ribbon, it looks like you're slipping spaghetti. Look down that French knot, make them in clusters, so that the color change happens automatically.
French
Looks
knot.
absolutely beautiful. For example, the blues and the purple are all one ribbon.
I don't know if I want the sampler over my face.
All of the terracotta colors are one ribbon.
Well, I'll make it small.
And all of the tropical brights are yet another ribbon. As you add an iridescent, it gives extra shine, and it's especially beautiful the way it picks up light. I'm careful when I make my French knots to leave them loose
I'm not. I'm reckless with my French knots.
and lush,
I just slurp
so that you
them.
feel the ribbon. They haven't gotten tight.
Feel the ribbon of the
They haven't
music,
turned
you know what I'm
into teeny
saying?
tiny little beads. What's your favorite old friend?
My favorite old friend, Judy, is the spiderweb rose.
Oh,
And
yeah,
these are
that
the new
spiderweb
variegated ribbons. They're
rose.
just beautiful. They're featured on this table runner.
Yeah, I know
in
you
the
only do
wonderful
reckless knots.
variegated ice cream colors. And using one of your French knots as the center, you can see how wonderful they look with the greenery. Outstanding.
That is legit really
is
nice
this
looking.
wonderful large spiderweb rose done on this velvet pillow.
This is truly an heirloom and a keepsake, something
An
you have to give to
heirloom.
a very special friend.
The ribbons change in all their glory and look exquisite on the dark green. Why don't you show a spiderweb rose in one of the new
I'll tell you why I
I'd love
don't.
to.
Oh, I mean, I'd
I'm
love
using
to.
the blue variegated ribbon, and I already have my spokes on
My hoop.
I turn my needle around to make the spiderweb rose.
Don't worry about why she sounds like Mora Rose.
And again,
It's
when
probably
you make
'cause
the
she has a
spiderweb
baby.
rose, you want to weave over and under the spokes.
I don't know. I don't know where that was coming from. She probably doesn't know how to fold cheese either.
Adding a little twist will help the ribbon to stand up.
I've been rewatching
And give it a
Arrested
little more
Development, and I
dimension.
realized
The
that
twisted petals look
that
very
is
much
the
like a real rose.
unlikable
They're
rich
beautiful.
family in a sitcom for me. As much as I
And the
liked
variegated
Schitt's
color
Creek,
changes mean you
Arrested
don't have to add
Development's
new
just like
ribbon
up here
to
for
get
me,
the look
you know?
of the subtle colors
It's
in
just so
nature.
good, and it's got that little
That's
baby Michael
right.
Cera.
Just like a rose. Although I've never seen a
Mr.
blue
Teen
rose,
Wolf?
I like making my roses in all the different shades that we have.
Don't get me wrong, like,
I
there's
noticed that
room for
before.
both
I
shows
think
to
those are
exist.
the
I just really
Victorian
didn't care
colors.
for how, like,
The
both
blues and
shows
the pale
actually did
mauves.
later seasons.
You can fill out your rose as much as you wish. You
Yeah.
can pull a little tighter.
It's kind of similar with Arrested Development. That
Add the
Netflix
twist.
season, I don't even
Leave
think I
it
watched them
flat.
try to recut it. It was just kind of.
And watch, the color is
Oh,
coming in.
man, the
You can see
buzzing
the
is really
center
just there, and it's not.
being the darker blue. And the outer areas are turning lighter. That little twist where you
Oh,
twirl the
weird.
needle
So I'm just like reigniting rose information in your brain.
And I'll just take
Does that
one
mean you're
more
going to start
stitch
making
around here,
some
finish it
little
off by
embroidery
going
things that are tributes to Seal
down behind
lyrics?
my ribbon.
Because I just want tons of really shitty Kiss from a
And
Rose.
then I pull it through to the back to finish off and secure as usual. This is a beautiful rose
It
done
really
in variegated
is.
ribbons, but it's also
And you can do the
equally
same thing with
wonderful
like
in the organza.
floss
Have it on
or
the
yarn. Everything is just needles going through
It's
shit.
one of the old friends dressed up for a
You can
party.
do the same thing with heroin.
I think the Japanese ribbon stitch on this
Oh
little
man,
box
I'm a terrible
is
person.
quite beautiful because of how wide and lush the white ribbon is. That wasn't possible until the new
Exactly, I'm a
ribbons
terrible
came out.
person.
So the Japanese ribbon stitch can
Thank you
all
for
of a sudden
validating.
become quite big. You can lift it up off of the fabric, make long petals.
I like how the hi-fi logo comes in
extra
every
big
time we
leaves,
get the.
And then you also have all the possibilities that we always had, the smaller scale pieces. And in the iridescent, as we did earlier in the layering, you have another way for these stitches to look special and new. Right. I really like my old friend,
The loop stitch.
we did it as a butterfly earlier, and here it is as a little flower.
The loop stitches
Look, organza, and make
using the regular silk ribbon. I think moth quite nice as a flower. I like the collage. I like the idea of a little bit of less, a little bit of some crochet, and a little bit of embroidery, like the line, little sort of things that go around the edge on that little sweatshirt down the middle. It has very low keeper that Jenny would put over jeans and wear out for a party. I think so the leaves are one in the irrigator. If you guessed it, our other friend, Wonder Leaf, and that.
The color changes are very, very subtle. That's one of the things we just because of the craft.
That's right.
Yeah, because of the craft. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Now.
It's your turn.
Take your old friends, the stitches that you know well, your new friends, the ones that you learned today, all of the ribbons that are brand new.
We really learned friends
Combine
today.
them, be creative with them. Endless possibilities, endless possibilities. Priscilla makes it easy for you, and now it's your turn. Happy stitching, and we'll see you again.
Wow, that was a tape. We're gonna rewind it and get weird. Not that we weren't weird already. Oh no, it's trying to do frame advance. I don't want that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's your turn. Upright. Happy stitching.
Yeah.
Lift down that French knot. Happy Lift down that French knot. Happy stitching. Yep. And we'll see
Pokemon time. Get that Pokecatch. Yeah.
Onto that ribbon, and it looks like you're slipping together. Lift down that French knot, and then put the and they're rather novel. Yeah, holding your needle upright.
Hold to that ribbon. It looks like you're saying spaghetti. Look down French knot, and it ends up on the line. One now. What's the name made in it? I'm Schniff and Bubbles. They get the first yes within it. They're rather novel. Yeah, being your knee upright.
Yeah.
Hold on to that ribbon, and it looks like slurping spaghetti. Look at that French knot, and it ends in the end of the one now. Yeah, was the milk was made in it. I'm Schniff and Bubbles. Yes. Yeah, ordinary upright ribbons. Hold on to the ribbon and it looks your sloping steady. I love learning about ribbons. Laying up with it. And like catch that jibble. Never novel. Yeah, ordinary needle upright. Hold on that ribbon and it looks like you're spaghetti. Look down that knot, it ends up on the the name of it. Snurf and Marbles. You see what's in it in the rather novel. I'm learning so much. Your needle upright onto that ribbon and it looks like you're flipping spaghetti. Look that French knot and it ends up at the end of the line. When now? All of the name of it in it. Snurf and Marbles. Yes, in a very rather not. Yeah, ordinary upright. Hold on to that and it looks you're sloping. Slope down that French and it is on the end of the line. When? Yeah, all of the milk with it. And my first. Yes, in a very rather. Yeah. Ordinary needle upright. We're learning. Hold on ribbon and it's like you're spaghetti. Down that knot and it's on the end of the line. When now? Yeah, all of the name. End of the line. When now?
You know? We're really, really learning here, okay? Yeah. 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 That was a good tape. That was a good tape. We learned a lot. I probably won't keep like all these sounds on the sampler with all these. But you know, I'll chop them down, mess with them later maybe a little bit. Because I feel like we need to cycle through and get some good weird shit from our tapes. All right. Straw Baby, you're basically the only person in the chat. I'm sure that there's probably a lurker or two just not interacting, which is chill. You don't have to say anything. You can just be here. I've got a couple different tapes. You're going to select the next one. Actually, I've got 3 different ones. 3 different ones. I forgot I have one in the other VCR I was rewinding. So we've got random educational tape. We've got Would You Do Me a Favor? Or we've got Travel Visits Australia. I'm sorry, Video Visits Australia. So would you like education? I don't know what's on the education one. We're gonna throw it in and we're gonna find out. And then again, Would You Do Me a Favor? Which is all about, you know, power marketing with Terry Martin. Australia. I think that like I'm leaning towards this guy right here. He just seems like he's going to teach us so much. Do you feel good about this guy? Oh yeah, you added a U to favor. You British or something? Jesus. I take that back if anybody's lurking and has been here and intimidated to engage in the chat because they're just really British. I'm really sorry for offending anyone who's incredibly British. Oh man, this is some crunchy We get some ASMR here with cracking this thing open. You like that? Huh? Some crunchy plastic. Yeah, tape sounds. Yeah, that sure. Sure. Okay. Wow, this is cool. So it's power marketing called Would You Do Me a Favor? It's got a full color label on it. Look at that dude. It's his head. Look at him. All right. I'm going to read the back before we pop this in. 12 sorry. I held up the number 2 and I said 12. 12 magic words. And fuck 12. Heads down and pencils flying. Healing America's distributors take in 12 magic words. The signature address by President W. Terry Martin. Now yours to view again at will through this video. Owner, publisher, motivational speaker, and consultant, Martin dons his master distributor, yeah, that's the word, hat for this keynote training talk has delivered at 2001 A Winner's Odyssey. Here you will learn how to deliver your marketing message to a dynamic list of those ready to receive it and to act now. You too will you will master the vocabulary and mindset of powerful, effective, timely messages delivered precisely on target. And the techniques which produce those targets in never-ending supply. What the fuck? That is a lot to read. Popping it in. I don't know. You'll be our beat. You know what? Then I'm gonna run away for a second. I'm gonna hit an ad break. We can force people to advertise. Let's do that real quick. I'm gonna run to the restroom. You're gonna be right there. All right. Back. Focus on me. I'm right here. Oh, we got a yelling cat in the background. What's up? Do you have anything to say for yourself, Todd? No. You came back? That's good. I came back too. I left for a little bit. I brought back a cat. More like he chased me down. Is it Todd? Now you're being quiet. You were just talking so much. You got nothing to say? Talk. tell your story. Now it's a quiet cat. Ridiculous. This is a cutie pie. But it's getting off my lap. That's right. You're off my lap. Rubbing up against my leg. Okay, let's watch this tape. Oh, no, I'm not giving you belly rubs, and you're going to unplug a cord. You're already getting really close to doing it. Dude. Buddy. My goodness. All right. This tape isn't as noisy, but taking a minute to start. Bro, I don't want to step on you. Ow! Just fucking clawed my nipple. Got nipple clawed on Twitch. Is that against the terms?
This next person that I'm fixing to bring up.
Yeah, fixing to bring him
has
up.
been my mentor.
Yeah.
He has been the person that I have looked to, not only for networking, but for a lot of things in my personal life. He's the person that when I went through struggle in my personal life that was always there for me. And I can't describe to you people how lucky you are to have this.
Who do you mean, you people?
At the head of this company. I want to bring to you my personal friend and the president of our company, Mr. Terry Martin.
Which company? They never said what company president he is. And this was
Larry
sealed,
Pitts,
so it's
Brownsville,
probably
Tennessee.
owned by a disgruntled employee. Hi, I'm the president of
Let me tell
Tennessee.
you about, is anybody tired out here?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Well, that's good. Because over the next 4 hours,
He's not really going to talk for 4 hours. Shoot.
On purpose for two reasons. There are some exciting testimonials here in this room. Not only product testimonials, but people are excited about what their opportunity is with this business.
Absolutely.
And we want to be able to capture some of that excitement on video this afternoon. And we're going to have a crew set up over here in what's called the Kentucky A room. Some of you already know where it is, but it's right down this hallway. And there will be a video crew in there when we finish here. And I want you to be able to get this because, golly, I'll tell you what.
Golly.
This is a history-making moment.
Dude, you just came right back.
And you want to be able to be a part of that. You want, next year, the year after, when we show what used to be, you want your picture on there, just like Glenn Mast was.
Hell yeah. Who the hell is that?
I want to tell you about the morning that Larry called me.
Tell me.
I invited Larry up for the weekend, and literally we spent about 13 or 14 hours together, and it was all personal mentoring and posturing and talking about how to get yourself mentally prepared to build business. And that's what I'm going to do for you this afternoon. But I called Larry.
Oh, my gosh. This cat is wreaking havoc.
He graciously accepted the offer to come, and we did all the things that he talked about. And then I wondered if he would actually do anything with the information that I gave him. So about three or 4 days go by, and somebody says, Larry Fitz is on the phone. He needs to talk to you real bad.
Yeah, he needs to talk to you real bad.
If you know how I cruise around the office, got a headset on, my cowboy boots, I was ready. Larry put the phone on. He said, man, I'm so excited. He said, a light bulb has gone off for me in my networking career. He said,
a light bulb?
This for over 20
There's
years.
a wild lunatone appeared.
This past weekend
he was the poker catch.
He said, now I know what I've been missing all this time.
I know, too. I've been missing that Pokemon.
You know what that was? Well, that's why I'm up here this afternoon. I'm going to level the playing field.
Level it.
In this room are some of the greatest icons that have ever lived in the world of network marketing.
Yeah.
But when you walk out
Mary
here
Kay
this afternoon,
is standing in the corner.
Absolutely level.
Mr. Tupper Ware is standing in the corner. We got everybody.
The thing that I talked to Larry about.
We got Soup Jan Stevens in the back.
Regardless of
Shout
the
out.
fact that they're possibly involved in network marketing. The only reason we get involved in network marketing.
We got Betty Rubble and Wilma Flintstone selling vitamins in the back.
In the restaurant business. I'm going to teach you how to do it in the real estate business. I'm going to teach you how to do it in the insurance business or whatever it is.
In the streaming on the Twitch business don't even exist yet.
I'm going to tell you that success in business comes down to your ability to generate and maintain a dynamic list. If you have paper and pencil, you need to write that word down.
Write it down.
Your success in business is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain, develop, and nurture a dynamic list. Now, let me see if I can explain this to you in terms of ordinary business. Success in business is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain. Success in business is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain, develop, and nurture
You
a
have a
dynamic
customer base.
list.
Now, whether you
maintain such a close relationship with that customer base as you may with your online customer base.
Yeah.
Let me make it very, very clear
Make
that
it clear.
there is a very distinct customer base of people who
There is a
will
base.
at some point in
All
their
your
lifetime
base
shop
belong
at
to
McDonald's.
us.
But let me tell you something the McDonald's owner knows for a fact.
He knows it.
Just because you buy a McDonald's burger today doesn't mean you won't be at Taco Bell tomorrow. And so that list needs to be fluctuating and
That's
dynamic
right.
and growing
Ain't
and never ending.
none of these hoes loyal.
He realizes that you'll
Except
come
that Looney
on his
Tone
list
caught by
and
the
off
straw
the
baby
list,
garbage
back on
hole.
the list again. Is this making sense to you?
Is it making
I'm trying to
sense?
talk about real business here.
Real
You've got to
business.
identify a target market. Now, it's
Todd,
easy when
why
we're involved
are
in
you
network
at my
marketing to
feet?
say that everyone wants my products. But let's talk about what the reality
This
is.
cat wants all my
Reality
attention.
is they don't all want it
It
right
keeps
now.
trying to take all the cords
So
away
what we're
from
really
me.
looking for is just like the McDonald's
Good
owner,
cat.
we're
It's
looking
so-
for someone who's hungry for a Big
It's
Mac
heckin' full of
right
cat
now.
goodness.
We're looking for someone who's tired of being sick and tired.
We're holding out
right
for a
now.
hero until the
We're
end of the
looking for
night.
someone who's sick and tired of being sick and tired and doesn't think
We're
that
tired.
Manatech
Tired
is
of
their
cats
answer.
attacking our legs, not accepting our love.
If they think Manatech's their answer, leave them be,
Leave them.
because they'll eventually be here.
They'll be here.
We're going to develop a dynamic list as we proceed in this business. Now, understand, if you hear what I'm here to tell you this afternoon,
If
the
you
playing
hear what
field
I'm
will be
hearing,
level when you walk out.
know
You
what I'm
can
saying?
have a car, you can have a trip, you can have any of the things that we offer if you hear what I'm talking to you about concerning a dynamic list. And I'm
Yeah.
going to teach you what it is, how to build it, how to maintain it,
Tell
how
me.
to leverage it in this
Leverage
opportunity
it.
or any other. If you're in an ordinary type of business, you have to have a target market. Most of us would think that we would advertise either on TV, radio, whatever the case is, to attract that target market. We understand that some people would move in and out of that target market as their particular buying decisions were made. But yet we hope that we can keep our name in front of them long enough and often enough. In an ordinary type of business, you have to have a target market. Most of us would think that we would advertise either on TV, radio, what you want to do is have
We understand that establish some people
develop
move in and
a
out of that target
market of people as their particular buying decisions
messages to
on the chance that you're going to be delivering marketing messages to those people who are looking for what you have.
I understand this nonsense. Y'all understand this nonsense?
Most of us, Kenny,
Do you understand?
brag that market. See, you understand that some people are going to be fair for everyone. You have to be as eloquent and knowledgeable as the prayer. That's going to be fair. If Claire Glenn can't do this, then it's not fair. So what I'm here to talk to you about this afternoon, just for a few moments, is how you can do it. How you can move from the point where you are today to the point you want to get to. I don't want any of you to become salesmen. I
don't want any of you to become salesmen. I want you to be sales women and sales them. Have enough salesmen.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Talking anybody into anything? I don't want you
We're done with the salesman.
And I don't want you selling them anything.
I don't want nothing of it.
Information with them and take the responses from those who want what we have
Right now. Right now.
Now I'm going to teach you how to do that.
Teach me.
First of all, understand, let's talk about what the definition is of a dynamic list. A dynamic list is one that is ever growing and never ending. A dynamic list is a list that is ever growing and never ending. If you're in the McDonald's business, success in business is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain, develop, and nurture a dynamic list.
I'm learning so much.
out here and doing an ordinary type of business, you have to have a target business to see what we're going to do.
Yeah, business.
Common sense, business principles.
How are they just walking around with this? He's saying so many important things right now.
So I make it easy for you, and now it's your turn. Edit, end with what appears to be a point by using your Japanese ribbon stitch ending. One, two, your needle upright.
Most of us would think.
Hold on to that ribbon, and it looks like you're slipping spaghetti. Look down that French knot, and you're going to come in here.
It makes so much sense now.
Now, before you think I'm going to be facetious about this, we can each and every one
he
of
would
us go back
never.
to our hotel room and get a phone book, and we'd have a list, right?
Right.
That's not really.
Everyone is following, right?
We need a referral list.
We need so many lists.
You need a referral list. Now,
We need a referral list. We need lists on lists on lists. I mean, Listomania by Phoenix.
If I ask you a question like Larry Fitz asked Pat, the insurance man, he said, I need a list of, I'm looking to put together a list of people that are really sharp. The three sharpest people you know. If he gives me three names, the one thing I know for sure is, first of all, he thinks they're sharp.
Yeah.
Secondly, they'll appreciate the fact that he thinks they're sharp. So
no one thinks they're dull.
I'm going to tell him
they're exactos of business.
We're one of the sharpest people.
Yeah.
In Jackson, Tennessee. And I'm here to find out why.
Everyone
I'm
is.
here to find out why he thinks that.
I want to know that.
Because you see, I'm building a factory over here.
Tell me why it's so
I'm not going to
sharp.
tell you whether we're making peanut butter or jelly, but I am going to tell you that I'm looking for somebody to head up this entire operation, and I'm here to find out if that's you.
And you better be sharp. Your mama's last name better be Whetstone. Telling you.
Recommended him to you?
Dad's last name better be Knight.
We want to build a referral list.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't have to get as complicated as what that's all about.
Better be real sharp.
What Larry was making it. I'm going to teach you some simple ways to build a referral list. Some of you have heard this before, but I think it's important that we stay focused on that thing that causes business to not only start, but to grow. We call it, Susie, I think, coined the term 12 magic words.
Yeah.
12 things that you can start a conversation with that will always work. Put you in a situation where you will not.
I don't know if I always want to start a conversation.
Criticism.
I don't like talking to people that much.
Any of that jazz.
None of that jazz.
I don't want to ever.
Just fusion.
Explain to you why people are doing this when you come around.
They're doing this because they don't consent and you're at a burlesque show.
Teach you a way that they will never, ever do that to you again. In fact, the people that have done that to you in the past are prospects for the people that you're going to talk to when you leave this room.
Exactly.
Because you're going to go ask them questions.
Ask them everything.
Using 12 magic words to start the question.
12?
If you want to write this down, those 12 magic words are in 3 different sections. I don't like to give you the whole elephant all at one time.
12 magic words.
2 words, 4 words, and 6 words.
So many words.
That way I'm sure you can memorize them when you need to.
Every other word.
The first 2 are, what if?
Yeah, what if? What if it?
You can construct any type of what if question you want, but it's a great way to start. Imagine somebody talking in the grocery line or at the cleaners or wherever you happen to be about being sick or, the family members, this or that or whatever, and you ask them, what if there was really, some brand new cutting edge information that might help you avoid or even reverse that situation?
What if the world was made out of pudding? Huh?
And you don't have to raise your eyebrows.
You don't have to raise your eyebrows. The world might be made out of pudding.
You can just be casual about it. Hey,
just talk casual. Ask friends. You think it's butterscotch pudding? What flavor do you think the pudding of the world is made out of?
Would you want me to keep it a secret?
Do you want it to be a secret that the world's pudding? I don't know. It's a lot of information to process.
You or share it. And what do you suppose their answer is going to be?
I don't want to know if the world's pudding. That's what they're going to say. Sure? I really feel bad that I keep doing his voice, but I can't help it.
What if?
What if?
It's a great way to start a question because oftentimes what we do in network marketing is we go up to our friends and we say, oh my God, it's great. It's Immunity Plus and it's Lagitated and it's ageless and gosh, you can lose weight and you make money and it's a binary cycle 3 times a day.
That's what we're saying.
You know, and it's no wonder they do this.
You know, they do this.
Because the McDonald's guy doesn't do that, does he?
No, the McDonald's guy
Big
is
Macs
too busy
and,
fighting the Burger King.
You know, whatever. He doesn't do that. You know, I don't know what they say.
On the side, he's hooking up with Wendy.
Fries with that?
Everybody knows this.
So what we're going to do is we're going to ask
Carl
questions
Jr.
designed
out in public got arrested for having a Hardy.
So here's a mental attitude we need to be in. My business is about building a list.
Yeah.
I have information, and I'm trying to build a list of people that could benefit.
I have information.
Not people I have to twist
about the
their arms
JFK assassination.
Listen to it, read it, look at it.
I know who really did it.
People who could benefit from this information.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to ask you a question. What if that information that could help your child in that regard, is that information you would be interested in?
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, let me ask you a question before I share that information with you. Who else do you know?
Ask me no questions. Tell me no lies.
Don't ever give anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Without getting more names out of them.
Yeah, get some names.
To your list.
Waterboard your friends.
It will get bigger. In fact, it will become never-ending and ever-growing. See, I've got to tell you.
It'll be like the never-ending story.
If you go into McDonald's business without the plan in mind that you're going to sell thousands of hamburgers to people you
Why
don't
is he
know,
talking about McDonald's
you will
so
not
much?
succeed in the hamburger business.
Does he work in McDonald's?
Because I promise you, the people you know are not going to buy enough hamburgers to pay for that $1 million piece of property. So you're going to have to sell a lot of hamburgers to people you don't know. And Greg, if you're going to be a success in any networking
this mentions
venture,
nothing about McDonald's on the box. I don't
that you did not
I don't know why he's talking about McDonald's.
So what we should do is prepare ourselves to start talking to people that we do not know. And what's the best way to do that?
Talk to the McCitizen
ask
who
the
hasn't
people we
eaten
do
the
know
McBurger.
who we do not know.
And what do we ask them?
Okay, so we're going to do that with 12 magic words. I've given you the first two, and they're what if. And these Presidential Advisory Council members that you've met this weekend, they all know this.
They know it.
Share this with you. The first two words were what if. The second.
Did you know that I sometimes hunt men for sport?
Who do you know?
Who do you know who hunts men for sport?
That can be about products.
It can be any product, including the man for sport.
Diabetes or whose family's been touched by cancer.
I touch people and I give them
an
cancer.
answer?
What's the answer to that? Am I a cancer dancer?
Mr. Runyon was here to talk about Elagitani.
Or is it because I live too much? I'm too much of a romancer. I give them the cancer.
Who do you know?
Who do you know who can just give cancer like that? I'll tell you who. Grimace.
Do you think you'd get answers to such a question?
Grimace won't tell you.
What if you ask somebody, especially one of those people you suspect might give you one of those, crossbone symbols?
Dude, crossbones?
That's not crossbones. If you asked them, who do you know that likes to do networking?
That skull and crossbones you made with the fingers.
Don't talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about that.
Don't do it.
No, it's not you that I'm trying to talk to. I'm trying to find out who you know, because you see, I really don't want you.
You just can't handle Grimace and his birthday shake. Who told you happy birthday?
What I'm trying to find out is people who like to do networking.
Flavored in your color.
See, I consider myself a networking professional, and I'm looking for other people just like me. Who do you know? And more times than not, they will tell you.
I don't leave the house.
Just to get themselves off the hook.
Yeah.
And gosh, I'll tell you what. We've all learned many times over, our family and friends usually won't do this. But I'll tell you what, they're great to get names off of.
Because they'll let you, they'll give you that
information just to get themselves off the hook. So you have to buy another kit.
To put under the bed.
Well, let me just tell you how dynamic it is.
Oh, shit, we got a Pokemon in here. We got a trap bench. And a little trap bench right there.
I do know this. In a period of 3 hours...
You can get that from the McDonald's. You can make a Pokeball at it.
Did he say that?
Did you say I threw a poke at
That's why I was so excited.
Did you say that into the chat? Otherwise, you can't catch that.
I'm so excited, man. The light bulb has gone off. You've given me that one tool that I always miss.
That one tool punch.
He said, I knew how to get up on a board and draw the circles.
I knew it.
could always do a rather flamboyant
I've always been able to make graphs.
But I ran out of people to give it to.
Nobody listened.
What you've given me is a way to build a never-ending list, because all I got to do is go around.
The list goes on forever. It's like a toilet paper roll from hell.
I need the 3 sharpest people you know.
It just doesn't end.
And you know what?
It's a sipping in.
It is
my
not
list.
hard, Michelle, to go to somebody and say,
yeah, Michelle.
John said.
Oh, now we're talking about John. I'm name dropping Michelle. I'm name dropping John.
Why did he say that?
Miss John.
Because he's really impressed with you.
Shell John.
What is it that he's so impressed
Trap
about?
Hinch.
I mean, you can do that, and people will love you.
Everyone can do
it's
that.
Not manipulation in any way.
Not
it's
at
your
all.
Process of sorting for your list.
Sort away.
Who do you know? Well, let me just tell you what it could mean to you.
It could mean everything.
How long have we been doing this, Susie?
Quite years. About simply lazy.
We think of her as the grand dame and the one of the most.
No one caught it. That's some bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you. You're not capturing your trap inches because you're too busy thinking about McDonald's. And McDonald's is too busy thinking about Taco Bell. And Taco Bell is too busy thinking about dangerous foods to kill the Americans.
Anybody ever felt that way? She was. I mean, that telephone weighed 900 pounds.
That telephone was inoperable by the average
human. And
human.
Her fear was motivated
it took a 12 magic words. They're all 12 men named Paul, and they hold up the phone so I can use it.
An opportunity, a product, whatever the case was going to be.
My product is oversized phones.
You see, I can tell that story affectionately because I once was there myself.
Make sure you're on the same pager before you build a giant phone.
Well, we taught Susie how to ask people, well, who do you know that likes to do networking?
And they said nobody. Nobody wants to work.
And over the next couple of weeks, man, she'd dial the phone, reams of
She
paper.
dialed the phone because the phone's old. It's not a touch-tone telephone because it's 2001, and we don't got that technology.
And I don't know how many names are still left on that list because I know
she was holding up the phone to her ear. It was a party line in Amish community she was trying to speak with.
You that Steve and Judy Duncan came out of
the Dunkin' Donut couple,
some other city.
Both Power Donut people.
Their name came up several times,
straight out the hole for
calls, and guess what? That's who she decided she wanted to go talk to, among other people, of course.
Of course, the Mick Corporation wanted to talk to them too.
Susie Hayden to be able to retire. Would that level the playing field for you?
Would it?
Now, before your pencil gets cold.
Yeah, before that's a cold
pencil. I'll tell you my favorite. My favorite is, would you do me a favor?
Would you do me
6 words. Would you do me a favor?
He really ended on me for a second. He was like, would you do
me a favor?
Me.
Would you do me a favor?
A favor.
I'm going to tell you what. If you can respond negatively to someone sincerely asking for a favor, then you're a cold-hearted sucker.
You're a mean son of a bitch who don't respect no one.
I don't care who you are in this room and where you came from to be here.
Nobody.
This afternoon, if you tell me they kicked you out of your room and you come to me with that big puppy dog look and you say, would you do me a favor?
Would you do
I'll
me
probably put you on my couch tonight.
I'd probably say, is it a sexual favor? I'd do it too.
Asking for a favor, isn't it, Claire?
I'd
it is 6 of the most important words you can ever put in your vocabulary. Would you do me a favor? Because see, you have several tools. Well, there was a picture of it, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Business in the box. You got.
Let's just focus on one for a moment. Let's talk about the Every Woman Should Be Furious video.
Wait, what?
Marianne, would you do me a favor? I've got this video. What? See it here? It has information on it about women's health. Now, I don't suspect for a moment that you'll be interested in this.
Oh,
but
no.
What I'd like to ask you, if you would watch this. It's only about 10 minutes. And make yourself a mental note as it's going along.
Is this like telling you how to do coercion to your female employees? Like, what the fuck?
Could you do that for me? I'd really appreciate it.
Would you watch this? Would you watch this health class video for me? I want you to learn about your changing body in the workplace.
To do such a favor, they usually think of
Could you tell me
right off the bat?
If you would watch this? Would you watch this? I have
appreciate when you could do
a 4
and by all means, I would not want to put any
video cassette box set of Girls Gone Wild. Would you watch this for me? Would you be my secretary and watch this and take notes?
Could you do it tonight?
Could you do it? Is it a favor you could do?
No pressure.
No pressure.
You could.
But I'm going to make you do everything.
Morning, okay? And remember, just make yourself
and just remember, I employ you and I can fire you, and I'm not mentioning any of the leverage I have or any of this power dynamic.
I'm trying to build a list.
I'm building a list.
Get your money.
I don't want your money. I'm trying to get
because if I
your
run
list,
out of a list,
and my list better have dollars on it,
I am never going to be out of business. Do you understand that?
Do you understand?
It's when I run out of people to to watch it, that's when I'm out of business. Now I've got to depend on someone else to take responsibility for my success. If I sponsor 2 people and I stop building my list, my future is in the hands of those 2 people. I'm not willing to do that. Are you? No, I want to be in charge of my future, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to be responsible for building my own dynamic list, because I know in order to be successful in this industry or any other, eventually I'm going to need to talk to thousands of people that I did not know previously. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to, advertise in newspapers like Jerry Heisler does. I'm going to have to, buy a name list. Or do the simplest thing that I know how to do. Say, Susie, would you do me a favor? Now I've got to depend on someone else to take responsibility for my success. If I sponsor 2 people, I have no reason to suspect that you'd be interested in it, but what I'd like for you to do is just listen to it and make yourself a mental note of those people that come to mind that might benefit from this information.
This seems like a guy who is doing pyramid schemes.
Could you do that for me? I mean, I would consider it a personal favor. I've asked a few other people to do this, and they've been gracious enough, and I really appreciate the fact that you're willing to do it. And, incidentally, the other people I asked, they'll think of 4 to 6 people right off the bat. You might not think of any. That's okay. It's a personal favor. No problem, okay? And I'd certainly, by all means, wouldn't want to put any pressure on you. But I've only got one of these. When do you think you might have a chance?
Why does he sound like Walton Goggins?
Could you do it maybe this weekend, or is that too soon? You see,
could you do me a favor?
I don't have to put any
could you do this polygraph
I'm building
test this group of community college members? Here's your sperm.
But this is the only one I'm offering her. I've only got this.
Would you like to watch my Fallout or Righteous Gemstones?
Have a chance to do that. No pressure.
Could you do that for me? Could you do that?
And then trust that marketing message to do what it was designed to do, and that was to deliver a marketing message into the marketplace. That's why big businesses advertise. Yeah, they're delivering marketing messages into the marketplace. Don't sell it. Business is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain, develop.
I think that all of this makes sense.
You're enjoying an ordinary type of business. Just to say that would not level the playing field. Any one of you could take these 12 words we've talked about, and you could go out over the next week. In fact, you could walk out of this room this afternoon. And
you could walk out of anything.
Any one
you could walk out of a burning building.
Anyone in this town.
You could use these 12 words. You don't even have to stop, drop, and roll.
Of names on paper.
Those are words 13, 14, and 15. I don't tell people that.
Somehow, I've got to cause this list of names to get
longer. Would you do me a favor?
We're going to create a dynamic do the stop, drop, and roll? And never ending. Somehow, I've got to be able to take these people that my friends knew, and turn them into the people they know.
Somehow.
That would be the answer, right? So how are we going to do that?
How?
Kenny, you don't know me, but I'm Susie's friend. You know Susie Hayden.
You know Susie, right?
Yeah. Well, listen. Susie said you might be willing to do me a favor.
You want to do some audience participation?
No pressure.
No pressure.
Let me tell you what the deal is, if you wouldn't mind.
If you don't mind.
I've got this tape.
I'm a con man.
It's about health. Now,
would you do my prison sentence for me? Would you mind?
What I'd like to ask you to do, if you don't mind, is just listen to this tape.
Yeah.
Make yourself a mental note of those people that come to mind who could benefit from this information.
Who could benefit?
Less than an hour. Would you have time to do that sometime?
Could you? Would you?
I'd really
appreciate it. Would you?
And again, you and I
it's 2001. We don't got time.
But I've only got this one tape.
We barely survived Y2K.
Or is that too soon?
He's still talking about showing friends the tape because this is coercion. We need to successfully let you know. You can do this. You can make anybody watch any 10-minute tape. And this is important information for me because I'm trying to run a VHS college over the Twitch.tv. And the Twitch.tv, you got to know, if you're going to be in the video home system theoretical college of technically arranged principal education stuff, you got to know. You got to know these things. You got to know. You got to watch this tape. Could you do me a favor? Could you watch 10 minutes of my stream? Could you watch 10 more minutes? If you don't mind, if it's not a problem, if it's not too difficult for you.
But I've just asked Kenny. Do me a favor.
I just asked Straw Baby Garbage Hoe if she could watch 10 more minutes of this goddamn
John,
stream.
You don't know me, but I'm a friend of Kenny.
You don't know me, but I'm a person on the internet. Would you watch my thing? Would you watch the tape?
let me just tell you what it is, and you make your own judgment if you can do it or not. I've got this tape that's about health. Now,
that's really fair.
Or anything,
this is probably going to be our last tape for the stream, just because like I'm a little pooping
down as they come in
after all this, because my goodness.
Benefit from this information. Could you?
Could you benefit? Would you benefit?
Hey, listen, would you?
I'm thinking about your health.
If you're genuine and sincere. Now, let me tell you what you will find occasionally.
Let me tell you.
You'll go back on Monday and they won't have done it.
Yeah, they won't done shit.
Yeah. That's going to happen.
Because they're going to go and spend their weekend time not doing labor.
With the tape and say, man, this is great information.
I'm pretty sure this tape is going to be over in 10.
Quick.
But that's fair.
How many of those people?
I don't mind talking in a funny voice to the void.
You better be doing a lot of advertising.
You better be doing a lot. Oh, I'm just
you ask people to do you a personal favor, and when you're sincere, and the only way you can be sincere about this,
we're here with
get your mindset right. The only way you can be sincere about this is to not. Your business is not about sponsoring.
Yeah,
it's not about
collect your laundry, do your things.
A dynamic list.
Don't hang out on the internet with me. Run away in the opposite direction because it's smart.
About building that list, you'll take on an entirely new attitude.
You'll
take on an attitude of one that no one's going to reject me.
No, a single person.
No one's going to say no or be ugly.
No one's going to tell you nothing.
And they're all going to do.
You're going to do
exactly
nothing.
What I'm asking them to do.
Because nothing is everything.
People enjoy doing favors for you. People enjoy.
I got to tell you.
And that's what you're going to be asking people to do is help you.
You better just do what you ask and ask what you do.
Benefit from the information you have. Or people who don't want to hear about it.
I just want to say absurdity will sustain us and bad art will save us all.
To help you build a list of people who could benefit.
And if you've got less than 10 minutes to read that sentence,
well, let me tell you
that's not bothered. Could you do a favor for me?
If you will
and read that?
These principles over this next week, there is not one person in this room that could not add.
And if you're tuning in and you want to abide and you want to join our Discord
from today.
Please do so.
There's not one person.
Would you do me a favor and join our Discord?
And I'm going to tell you something else. In the process
would you do me a favor and go to my dumb website and click on my merchandise stuff and go and buy stuff? Eventually, we'll put on the Video College logo and we'll try to make money off it because we got to capitalize off of everything, and everything is a product and not a piece of independent art. Know what I'm saying?
And the best way you can do that is by not being a doctor.
Yeah, don't be a doctor. Be an artist. It's worthless.
Information that is sanctioned by the company, produced and provided by the company,
and the company of the company.
Ask questions about.
And bad company
you know
till the day I die.
You don't have to be a naturopath to be successful. Were that not the case, Dan Prater couldn't make it in this business. He takes all the products.
He takes them.
Sometimes he doesn't know which one
he holds all of them. Jeff Bezos has every product on his website.
So what we came here to do this afternoon was
just
to level the playing field. Now let me ask you this question. Think about this, you people who can fathom the mathematical.
Fathom the mathematical.
Suppose you actually do what we're talking about. You go out this next week. You ask people who do they know.
Pose your action figures.
And you create a list in your spare time of 50 people. So what if, in the course of that, you got 5 people to duplicate you?
What if you got 5 people to tell you the world is made out of pudding?
Went out and made a list of 50 people each.
50 puddings
Now
each.
how big is your list?
Now how big is the world? It's the same size, the size of a packet of pudding.
Those 5, duplicate that through 5. You have 25. Building a list of 50,
and once you do math,
you still continue to build your
you start sounding real smart. Oh, if you want to catch a Pokemon right now, a wild Caracosta is coming through. Now, I have to be honest, there's too many gosh dang names on these Pokemon. If you're McDonald's and you ask me,
I want you to understand.
Do you know what a Caracosta is? I'd say, McDonald's, I don't know. I'm not the right person. They're not in my context because I don't have enough marketing context that will spend 10 minutes to try to hit PokeCatch in the chat to try to catch that Pokemon.
You just getting started.
You got to catch that Pokemon.
If you focus your business building activities,
who's that Pokemon is now a game I play where I'm like, who's that? I don't know who that Pokemon is.
You must focus your activities and
you must focus on catching that Pokemon.
On those things that it takes to get a business started and off the ground.
Off the ground.
And to do that, there is no other more important tool. I don't care what you buy here.
I don't care what you buy, but it better be balls to try to catch that Pokemon.
The only thing I want you to take home with you is 2 words.
The only thing I want you to take home with me is 2 words.
Because if you learn how to build and nurture and develop that dynamic list, then no matter whether we ever see each other again,
love it.
or whether you go on,
we never see each other again because we just had a sweaty exchange of fluids.
I know that you will be better for it if you
and
choose
we're both
to
better
become,
for
Wayne, a broker in the stock market business, and you use the tools of developing a dynamic list and white collar
because this is exactly predicated on your ability.
You know, this is so simple.
Oh man, I caught it. You didn't catch shit though, and you probably know what a Carrot Costa is. You probably got their card, you probably got their plush, you probably got their signature scent. You probably put your fingers up like that. You said, "No, Carrot Costa, I don't want you. I don't want you. I'm holding them up." So now you're not in my role today.
No,
this is exactly predicated on your ability to maintain, develop, and nurture business.
You're going to make hundreds of new friends that you did not know before.
I don't know what a Carrot Costa is. I think it's a Bob Costas turned into a Pokemon.
You're in an ordinary type of business. You have to have, go out and do this. And what I'm going to tell you, you will find out. If
you find out that I can be real bald from time to time on the front of my head, I could have a hairline that says power by just admitting it's over. Oh, now I want to Google it.
I promise you. When somebody says, "I don't know, what do you got?" Say, "Well, I'm not really sure. I'm calling Jerry." Expose and connect. You're exposing them, and when somebody, when the fish bites.
When the fish bites,
I'm gonna call them upline. We're gonna get on.
You're gonna catch it. You're gonna reel them in.
What I'm gonna do next? It's not important to know what you're
gonna
do
I don't
next,
know if I like this Pokemon. It's bipedal, blue-colored sea turtle. Its stomach is pale blue. It has deep blue, rocky structures encrusted on its shell.
Steve and Judy Duncan will show up in your download.
It knows solid rock and sturdy, and evolves from Turtoga.
I want to tell you. There are industry.
I don't know how I feel about
this room this afternoon.
I don't know if I like this Pokemon. I think Goosebumps.
When I just think of what they've accomplished in the past.
Think about what they accomplished. The whole book series, scaring all the children.
The lights are so bright I can hardly see.
The lights are so bright.
Industry icon.
I can see children at home pissing their pants over them Goosebumps.
Probably kick more people out of this group than I.
Probably kick more people in the jeans with them pee pants off of them Goosebumps.
But I'm gonna tell you what. If
I hope you have a lovely time with your errands and your dryer and your clothes. I really appreciate you coming through. Thank you for coming through and learning. This is gonna be the last tape, so you're not gonna miss out on much.
I have to offer the ability to cut it.
Appreciate you coming through. Hope you have a lovely rest of y'all day.
Then building and developing.
Headed. And with what appears to be a point by using your Japanese ribbon stitch ending. Up in look down that French knot.
And you talk to them all on a regular basis, right?
Appreciate yous.
That's kind of what it's about. And you can do that too.
You can do anything you put your mind
about putting a list together. 4,000 is a pretty tough proposition when you think of it that way. But putting together a list of 4 is not hard at all.
4 ain't nothing.
Every one of us knows 4 people. Heck, we got 4 people we don't like.
And we got 4 people we would throw into a boat and then sink that boat.
Because we're not going to use that first group anyway.
No.
All we're going to do is get some more names out of them.
Get them on there.
And they'll really, their friends will really be impressed that they said something good about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Look.
See.
It's absolutely imperative that you know that your success in this business or any other is not predicated on what color you are, how old you are, how young you are, how fat you are, how skinny you are, how tall you are, how short you are.
I don't know if I trust that coming from a successful white dude. Just saying.
The thing that separates you,
or at least presented to be successful, because again, I have no clue what business he owns.
That you don't know.
We should Google Terry Martin. I bet he's a terrible person. I just get the vibe.
How many people have you already talked to that you don't know? Because that's what this business is about. It's about delivering marketing messages to people you don't know. You start out with those people you do know and ask them who they know. Don't sell them people you know.
Don't sell nothing.
Use them to do the thing that is going to build your business.
Late-stage capitalism.
Let me just put a caveat in here of sorts about building business. Some of you are here today, and I understand and appreciate this, and your total interest and focus is about the products that John introduced this morning and the ones we'll be looking at tomorrow. And maybe
There's
some of your
a
interests
bunch of
are
different
totally
Terry
focused
Martins
on your
that come
own
up. Is this just like a
need
general
to use those products.
influencer
I
name?
understand and appreciate that. You don't have to build business. That's okay. As long as your religious values are not such that if we send you a check, you'll have to send it back to us. Nobody has a religious aversion against us paying you, right? You don't have to build business, but
You
let
don't
me tell
gotta
you
do
what,
nothing.
if you'll just take home these two words, the dynamic list, you can build business.
I can't find
And there are
anything on
12
this guy
people
online.
that you have elected and we have assigned the responsibility to continuously remind you that that's all it's ever about. That's all it's ever about. You never have to become a salesman. You never have to be able to speak at 600 words a minute like Ken Rayner can.
Yeah, I can't even find this
You never
on
have to.
Google.
It
Like, I
doesn't
look
matter
up
if
Terry
your hair
Martin, would you
continues
do
to
me a
grow,
favor
you
of
don't get
VHS?
bald-headed
And I
like
can't
me.
find
It doesn't
any
matter.
copies
You can
of
still
it.
be a success.
That is so
You know?
funny. There's
really
nothing
important to
online
me
about this guy.
That you have the opportunity that we provide here. It's really important to me that when you walk out of this room this afternoon, that you
It's
have
so
no
important.
excuses left, and I feel very comfortable that I've taken them all away.
Yeah, take away those excuses.
I can't make you ask people for a favor.
But I can promise you this, if you do, they will agree to do for you.
Deep vote.
They are like that.
Like that.
They want to help you.
Yeah, they want to
Make
help.
a big list and make it grow.
Yeah,
And
go
every
to that
dream that you ever heard
list.
about in network marketing can come true for you. Be swayed in your thinking about how this works. Someone comes along and says, listen, I've just seen the greatest thing, sliced bread. You can make $90,000 in 10 days.
Don't be swayed by that, because it's a life and a pits of hell. Hey, listen, you couldn't buy a hamburger
In your town if you could make $90,000 in 10 days or $10,000 in 90 days. You couldn't buy a hamburger now because I've been in the restaurant business and I know every restaurant.
I know
in your town
every
can go out and go
burger.
into that.
McDonald's.
What we're talking about here is build a solid foundation.
What
just
we're
like building a house.
talking
Like,
about
build a footer and pour
is
some concrete and put the stakes up.
McDonald's.
And we're going to build something that's everlasting and ongoing. And the way we do that and ensure that
McDonald's.
is by fully understanding the power involved
Power.
in the dynamic list. Now, if you'll go out and take that information with you and start to put it in, what will happen? You'll come up with creative ways to do this. You'll come up with things that excite you and make you happy. You build ships with other people. Let me tell you how I'm building clients. Let me tell you about the questions I ask. You'll start sharing this amongst yourselves. Yeah. People will be signing up faster. I'll have to put them big work. An ordinary guy just That's what we should do. Yeah, you know. Not everyone is going to remember the shaping versions of no fact is. Remember the one person in this room that goes, by God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't know about that sponsor stuff,
and I don't know how to do any selling, but I'm going to do just like Susie Hayden did.
Do it like Susie Hayden did.
And would they do me a favor? And I'm going to trust that they'll tell me what to do when the list gets big enough. And I promise you, when your list gets big enough, we'll tell you what to do. When your list gets big enough, the kinds of things we'll be telling you are, is take the keys to this car and visit with us in Hawaii, and travel with us over here, and live on the beach and live the dream that you always had. You can be free, and it's not about being an eloquent speaker. It's not about how much you live the dream. It's not about how you live the dream. How young you are. It's not about how you live the dream. It's about how you live your dreams. 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 You see, I used to be frustrated when I would see guys like me in fancy neckties. When I would see guys like me, I didn't know what a fancy necktie was till I started going to North Carolina. And they showed me what them fancy neckties look like. Yeah,
North Carolina necktie, don't say it. North Carolina necktie, don't say it.
Well, it's not a North Carolina tie, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, well, it's not a North Carolina tie. I used to get so frustrated when suit and tie guys would stand up in front of the room. They have all these eloquent words to say, draw super fast circles on the board. It would be like origami when they got done. And he said, "Can you see what I'm talking about? You can do it." And he said, "Can you see what I'm talking about?" And I didn't even understand the first part. They'd give me this kit loaded up in the trunk of my car. It's $349. And man, I knew I was going to be a success. $349. And man, I knew I was going to be a success. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you off the hook. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you off the hook. If you haven't made $1 million in networking thus far, let yourself off the hook because you don't know how. Let yourself off the hook because you don't know how. If you knew how, you'd do it. Right? How many people, by a show of hands in this room, would not already have made? By a show of hands in this room, would not already have made? How many of you would have said that? How many of you would have said that? They told you all these big fancy things, big strategies, they told you all these big goals, all that's important. All that's Can you hear me? It's about having people left to talk to. You don't have
to do anything. You don't have to do anything, man. Do anything. Yeah. I'm learning so much. I'm learning.
Jim over here really thinks a lot of you. He said you might be willing to do me a favor. And just keep creating and extending and causing that list to never end.
Yeah.
By using the marketing message to do it. And I absolutely
do every marketing message.
That every dream you can possibly imagine can come true for you.
Except for the dreams on Twitch.
On this one with the same kind of faith and conviction that Larry
You ain't gonna
did
make no money.
In order to be in a position in 3 or 4 days to make that phone call and say, "My God, it worked! It worked!" Because that's what Larry did.
Larry did everything.
And when you finally do
he said, "Get her done," and he got her done.
The Presidential Advisory Council calls it to my attention. For those of you who actually make that phone call to one of the PAC committee in the next week or two and say, "Man, it's working like a top. I'm creating all these names." Don't worry about how many people are sponsoring in or how many people are buying products.
Don't worry about
developing
nothing.
this list, and it's really going great. And
okay, now I'm starting to worry that he wasn't joking when he said 4 hours.
Call that to my attention, and I'll tell you, what the next step is. I'll tell you how to talk to those people.
I'm like,
the way Larry talked to Pat. You know what? Have you ever been in the insurance office and they had those, little medicinal kind of things, about head high? Sometimes you look at the signs, but there were 6 people outside. They told me to tell me 6 people outside. They told me to tell me 6 people outside. You're growing an ordinary size business. 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 Everybody has to Everybody has to
yeah. Yeah. I'm learning. 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 Yeah. I'm learning.
So I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Yeah, healingamerica.com. Odyssey. Sure. Well, friends, that has been our first class of VHS College. I'll tell you what.
So I'll tell you what. Priscilla makes it easy for you, and now it's your turn.
It's your turn.
Upright.
Quickly selected to represent thousands of other households.
Look down that French knot, and it ends up on
such
the
a
end
lovely
of the
sound. Thank you for
Thank
everyone who's tuned in. We're gonna throw this on probably the YouTubes if it doesn't get mad at me when I try to do the things. But thank you
upright
for tuning in, for going to class, stay in school.